At this global event, India is spotlighting local solutions. We have with us someone from Washington, D.C. She arrived only last night. Victoria Espinel is the CEO of the Business Software Alliance, and she has also served on the National Artificial Intelligence Advisory Committee of the U.S. government. Victoria, welcome to New Delhi and welcome to Bharat Mandapam. What do summits like these mean for countries such as yours, and how is the U.S. viewing India and its moves with regards to the AI?
So thank you so much for having me here. I'm very excited to be here. The energy here is unbelievable. I think you asked what this summit means for countries like the United States, but I'll start by saying I think for India, it's so exciting. I was so happy when I heard that Prime Minister Modi had announced that India was going to be the next host of this global AI summit. Because there's so much innovation here. I knew this summit was going to be a particularly great convening of policymakers and business people from over the world, and you can feel that in the air here. So it's delightful to have touched ground in Delhi, and I'm really excited to be here. I think coming from the United States, there's a lot of excitement about what is happening here. You know, the U.S. administration has been interested in partnering with India from the beginning on a whole range of things, but also I know specifically on artificial intelligence, the United States wants to partner with India. So there's so much opportunity.
You know, since you're talking about U.S.-India partnership with regards to artificial intelligence, as the trade ties between the two nations deepen, how critical is alignment, particularly on AI governance and cybersecurity, in the domain of this partnership and its future?
I think it's essential. So it's essential from a foreign policy and defense point of view. But let's just focus on artificial intelligence because that's the topic of the day. I think having the United States and India have a similar approach, which is something that is happening, is critical. What we really need if we're going to see AI flourish and if we're going to see it benefit as many people as possible is to have as many governments as possible around the world taking a relatively similar approach to AI. And we are seeing that. We're seeing that with the United States and India. We're seeing it actually with a lot of governments around the world. I have to say, I've been doing technology policy for many years now, and I've never seen an issue that has seized the government's attention in a similar way. And I've never seen an opportunity where so many governments around the world are trying to work together. This summit is an example of that, but it's really kind of incredible to see this convening and coming together.
Are you of the opinion that India has understood the impact of AI, the potential in AI, the opportunities in AI, much better than most countries?
I think it's something that we've seen Prime Minister Modi be interested in from the outset. And so I think I don't think there's any one country that I could point today and say it's figured everything out, right? Of course. But I think India has been at the forefront, not of innovation in general for many years, but of AI specifically. I think it is something that the government has been thinking about for a number of years.
You know, India is positioning itself as a digital powerhouse, as the voice of the global south in particular. As you highlighted, that the fact that we are hosting this summit, it means a lot for the entire global south. From an industry's lens, is India policy ready according to you?
I think India I don't think any country is totally done with their policy. You know, and I think in India there are definitely things that would need to change on the policy front to truly get the most benefit from AI. I think one of those is cloud adoption, cloud infrastructure, like making sure there's access, making sure data is available and freely transferable and the government data is accessible to those who need it. So I think there are some changes that could be made. But I think it is something that the Indian government is taking very seriously. And so I'm very encouraged by the progress I've seen them make. Can I just say a moment more on holding the summit here? Because I think it's deeply meaningful that Prime Minister Modi has had the summit. I think you see in the summit the openness of India, because there are so many different people that have come. One of the things I think is really important is that the conversation about AI not be among a small group of countries. And there are other groups that tend to be that small group of countries. And I think that is not how we as a world are going to see the biggest benefit from AI. So it is wonderful to see India hosting the summit. And I think it's extremely important that when we're talking about AI innovation and policy, that the voices of governments from around the world are part of that.
Would you say that this is about global coordination?
Yes.
That countries have to coordinate on AI front?
I think they do. I think they have to coordinate. I think they have to harmonize. I think they have to be working together. But again, that is happening. And it's happening in a way that I've not seen on any other type of technology. So it's really exciting.
Were you part of the previous AI summits in other countries?
Yes.
And if I were to put you on a spotlight and ask you a question with regards to those summits and India's summit, what makes this summit different from those?
I think the energy.
The previous ones.
Yeah. I think the energy here is really special. And I think that's because there's people here from so many different walks of life and so many different countries. And so seeing India bring that together in a way that is different is really exciting. And I think the optimism around AI and the benefit that it can have is something that is also really striking in the summit.
I agree with you on vibe, Victoria, because I was entering and you could see a lot of AI enthusiasts, young students, entrepreneurs, keen on knowing what exactly is the world surprised by. Are you also of the opinion that AI will take forms that we'll not be able to fathom?
Yes. I think it's very hard. No human being sitting here today can predict with confidence what is going to happen in technology in 20 years. And I would say today, given the speed, it's hard to predict where the technology will be in 4 or 5 years from now. Things are moving really quickly.
Victoria, enjoy your stay in India. Thank you so much.